Margaret and Windsor, and I woke up because um, they've been fixing the roof with whatever they put on it, tar, glue, and right over me and up and down. So I thought I have autoimmune disorder, and when I'm in an enclosure where there's toxic fumes, I get very ill. Over time, it gets rid of my lungs, my kidneys, you name it, all my body parts. There's no cure, you just have to stay away from it. My eardrums, I had a ruptured eardrum, and I've lost a lot of my hearing, and I wonder, you know. Anyway, they left yesterday, and yesterday afternoon I was told. Then I got up because I was sick and uh, smelling something. I should have lived a normal life. This has been deliberate. And if they kick me out here for telling the truth, so be it. I guess they do. It's ongoing unless. And I'm getting to something else, okay, that I'm going to tell in a second, I hope. I stuck my head out the door because it was smelling bad in here, and I thought, well, they're supposed to have left and all that they were doing. And I opened the front, and I don't know what's out there. Should be clean air up here. It's kind of on an uprise and got plenty of trees shielding it from the traffic and all that. So about 2 hours ago, I got up and opened the door, and my God, it hit me like it wasn't somebody's cars. It was some kind of god awful. I don't know what they've done out here now to the environment I breathe. Um. Anyway, I am putting this up because I was listening to George Norrie. Usually, he's the only one that tells some of the truth, anyway. But all the media and everybody know about mind control. I've told about it. Um, MK Ultra they blame for doing the mind control, and my eardrums are just right now. You know, the law doesn't work for me. I'm sure they'd come out here and handcuff me real quick, and it's because of who I am. I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, kidnapped in 41 at age 2, and I'm going to leave it at that. I've been telling it for a long time, and there's a reason, because I'm really in bad shape right now, and I don't know if I ever get out of this or not. Hopefully I get to go home, if I have a home left. So sad what's been done to the UK and the British. And me, that's me, and my kids. By the way, I want to mention my mom again, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe, a beautiful Irish family. That's my mom. And yes, I want to tell that person that wants to, what is it, her moment of fame or something. My mom and dad were still alive in October when I came to Roanoke in '86. So there, you can go on whatever you want to do. Obviously, you're enjoying it. I wanted to get that up. I can hardly talk or hear. Uh, I don't know what they're doing outside now. um, it concerns me, my clothes that somebody helped me put back together, because I've been stripped to nothing simply for telling the truth and because of who I am. I can't even hear. I mean, it's just so horrible. Anyway, what I wanted to put up was I've told about mind control murders and started writing about them, and found out I was really writing about the Tesla files that were stolen back in 1930. And this connects to President Trump, who I like. It's the other people I don't like. The Democrats and well, most of the Republicans either, because they're Illuminati. the Illuminati's right up there that took down my father and kidnapped me and put me over here. Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Kennedy, JFK helped in my kidnapping. Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt appointed Joe Kennedy ambassador to England. 36 when my father assumed the crown or his position, and he wouldn't go along with them, wouldn't take orders from him, so they took him down. And it's the reason Roosevelt sent Kennedy as ambassador, and then later I was kidnapped and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a dead twin. Both twins had been murdered by their mother. They were born out of wedlock. So I did the book and found out my real name and what had happened. And I think I always knew, I just couldn't verbalize it. 2 years old, that's a long time. Anyway, what I want to say and get off, because this is really bothering me. I don't know. I'll lose everything I've got there. And some of it, a friend over the winter months sent some things, and I don't know, I guess they end up going in the trash or somebody. Well, I'll leave it there. I was listening. Mind Control, I've told about the Lockerbie, Scotland was one of them. It's been a while back. But they started putting the security on the planes, and really what's taking some of the planes down, the pilots are programmed. They can be programmed just like the KAL that flew from Alaska to Seoul, South Korea, from Juneau, that flight that had the Dr. Congressman Larry McDonald on it that I had written about in the book, and it caused me telling the truth, and then who I am has caused me so much pain, and to my sons for telling the truth. But anyway, he was on that plane. He was one of the subjects in the book, and he was U.S. Congressman. Anyway, that KAL flew into Russian airspace, shot down by a MiG 10 miles in. This is a seasoned pilot that a lot of people said it didn't make sense. Well, it does if you know he's been programmed. How does he know? He doesn't know. I'm going to mention, well, no, I won't mention him right now. Anyway, the people can be programmed like Mark David Chapman was programmed to shoot John Lennon. And Larry Flint, the man that shot him, I was doing the book, by the way, when he was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I lived in Marietta, and I'm in bad shape. Now, this should all be gone, and it's not. There's something else out there. Supposedly, they left yesterday afternoon now. It's worse than it was. So, now then, back to this. They knew the plane was going down because Nixon, who's been a part of this, if you listen to any of them in the 18-minute gap in the Watergate hearings, if you listen to any of that, you'll know where I'm coming from on it. The pilot flew into Russian airspace 10 miles in. Of course he's going to get shot down. And then Nixon was taken off prior to takeoff from Juneau on that plane. He was taken off. They knew it was going down. And I've heard people say, and this is always my thought and what I heard, that Larry McDonald wasn't even on the plane. It was taken down with all those people aboard, 286 or 96 people were aboard and drowned. And it was taken down just to make it appear Larry McDonald was on it and dead. And I became a candidate to replace him. And Larry Flint, I'd never met him, but I knew his shooting was done in patterns and by mind control. He flew me out there to his home and furnished me a car for a year, but I've never heard from him since. It's been very rough. But it's not up to him. At least he tried to help. So here's what I want to say. George Norrie, I listened to him every night. I don't know how long. My hearing's just about all shot. It's just like my whole head's just uh, horrible. My lungs from this crap. It's unbelievable that people stand by and watch it and even participate in it. But they're talking about the Boeings that are going down. Two of them have gone down recently. So now they're concerned because other countries are willing to take Boeing down. This is something I don't know if mind control was used in this or not, but it's been used a lot, and it's been used taking down the planes. They now then you got the shooters and all this. So and then the school shooters and they've placed security on planes. Well, the very security they put on there can be programmed and come out shooting or using a knife, or the schools or whatever. You can put all security in there you want until you attack the subject or tell it a mind control. That's what you have to tell. And this is where I meant to go with this tonight. I can't get my hearing. Everything's just going. So they're going to make me leave here come hell or high water. They're told to, and that's what'll happen. Doesn't matter if your rent's paid or not. So now then, they're talking about George Norrie's very words were only he's going along with Boeing's new plane. There's supposed to be a update on it or something, and it's causing it to crash. The pilots, they're making all kinds of stuff that the pilot doesn't know how to use it, or whatever. So George Norrie was saying whatever it is, you have to alert the public. But he knows about mind control. All of them do. They're not going to tell it, the media. He's afraid because he's going to get on a plane. He uses it a lot, just like all these other people. And one reason is that they don't want it told, too, is because people would be scared to death. And that's what he's talking about, George Norrie, tonight, that people are afraid to get on the planes. It also, he failed to say, it takes down Boeing. If they take all those planes or whatever happens. But they won't tell about mind control, which has been responsible for so many planes going down and deaths. You have, like I've said for a long time, you have to tell the truth about that, first of all. Make the public aware of it and make them do something about it. Now, I'm going to stop. I don't know if the Boeings are being handled that way. There's two gone down recently, and in the last 6 months, I guess. But in the past, there's been quite a few, if you only knew how many. And I guess that's all I had to say tonight. I hope it does some good. That was the reason I started, and to tell my story ongoing, what's happened to me and mine. I heard tonight, I told about Scott Peterson. Quite a number have been programmed to murder. And his wife, that was done in patterns. And some of these you can prove. But anyway, I just heard, I believe, he's on death row. And I just heard that they had passed something in California to stop the death penalty, at least for a number of years. So maybe that should spare Scott Peterson. I'm sure jail's not fun either, but Scott Peterson's innocent. Okay, that's all I'm going to say right now. My head and everything is so horrible. You know, I guess if, well, anyway, your rent can be paid and they still can run you. They've done this for how many years and made me look like a fool, or so somebody could. The law doesn't work for me. So I'm going to get off because they can knock at my door and handcuff me and haul me off, and I'm not going to say they did it to Anastasia. Okay? That was really Anna up in Stanton, and yeah, it really happened to her after all she'd been through.